Morning all. Here is Harwich Old Town. It's delightful ancient buildings from like 1600s and things onwards, and some more modern stuff too. That's the halfpenny pier, twopenny pier, something like that, from which a ferry runs across to Felixstowe, the massive container port at the back there. I think the ferry runs to a point to the right of the container port. It's about a mile away in that direction, and that's the trip for this week. It's Sunday the 1st of September 2024, and I've been doing this for about 7 years now. Quite looking forward to seeing Minehead again one day. It's the Stena line that runs from Harwich International Port, which you can just see over there. It's a little bit further back inland. It runs to Hoek van Holland, Hook of Holland, international ferry service. I think it left just after the train I was on went past and disgorged no one, as far as I could tell. It's quite early. Yeah, what time is it anyway? It is 8:59. I'm doing quite well this morning. Nothing's gone wrong. I haven't been stranded and had to walk 4 extra miles or anything. I haven't gotten the wrong train or found buses have been cancelled entirely. It's all going very well. Very suspicious. Yes, this is my September week, my normal September week, only this time it's going to be 4 days instead of the usual 6 or 7, because I'm actually doing 4 of these trips a year instead of 2 now. It sort of all averages out for me being ahead. Shorter trips, but more of them, as it were. And I've already been in the hotel. I've spent the night there, and the outskirts of Ipswich, which is over there somewhere, suitably poised. Yeah, and so yes, instead of taking what will basically be a 15-minute ferry journey and then carrying on northward up the coast, I am going inland because the England Coast Path does not go across that ferry. So that is the River Stour that the old big old ferry there is motoring its way along. At the far end of that is Manningtree, where my car is today. It's about 12 miles away, I think, 12-15 miles. So I've got a train from where my car is parked, and I'm going to walk back to my car. That's today. Anyway, then tomorrow back along the river to that marina over there, which is Shotley Gate. Basically back up along the other side of the river, although interestingly that side of the river over there is Suffolk. So this is my last day in Essex. Should be interesting. And then there's another river at the back called the Orwell, and I'm going that way, and then back again in 2 more days, ending up at Felixstowe on Wednesday, I think. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, 60-mile round trip instead of the half-hour ferry. So that's okay though. It's about the journey, not the destination. So yeah, let's crack on. I'll do a map bit as we get going. I have to work out how to get past this big busy industrial port first. A bit more of an abandoned industrial wasteland here to muse from. So yeah, let's do the map bit. Right, so here we go. It's a little bit breezy today. Lovely weather today actually. Slightly sunny, not too hot, cooling breeze. No sign of any rain. There's a yellow weather warning for back where I live for thunderstorms, but it's all fine. Going to be fine here today, which is nice. So yes, here we go. Here's the PDF from the planning stages of the UK Gov website relating to the England Coast Path. This is the section I'm doing today. You can see I have to hold it down with one hand, a little bit of a breeze, but there we go, we're here, more or less. To work my way around all this junk, which the path says to follow inland anyway, and then, yeah, it's a sort of a bit of a zigzaggy, this one. It's not actually precisely on the shoreline at all the way through today. That's a little bit of inland stuff, but that's okay, because I looked out the window on the train on the way here and it's lovely summer countryside, all hay bales sitting in the fields and things. It's beautiful. So then we're going to go to Manningtree, which is where I'm parked today, and then tomorrow we'll be back along the other side to Shotley Gate. There, that should be Monday. Then Tuesday onto the other sheet, Shotley Gate all the way up to the Orwell Bridge near Ipswich. I'm going to actually go up into Ipswich because the transport links and the logistics of it all make it more useful for me. Also, that bridge looks really dangerous. I'll talk more about that when we get there. And then it's back along the other side, around the massive container port, which you can't see for building the way, and then to the Felixstowe itself. I'm probably going to try and come down to the lighthousey bit on the end where the ferry would have been. That's my big finish for Tuesday. Is that Wednesday? That'll be. This will be Tuesday, and then done. Drive on home on Thursday. So the plan. And then there's next time's problem. Should probably October, November sometime. I'll try a sort of late autumn, early winter one, just to see what that's like. But anyway, but yes, nothing's gone wrong so far. The only thing I forgot was the map. I forgot one of these. Not that I forgot to put it in the bag like a stupid idiot. I did a really double cross check to pack everything this time, because I didn't want to forget my boots again. Like, here they are. They came with me the first time this time. But yeah, I didn't order one of these off of Amazon quickly enough, or didn't remember that I needed to order one in enough time for it to actually arrive. And then of course they didn't. Oddly enough, my local town didn't have Ipswich, Felixstowe and Harwich in the W.H. Smith or Waterstones or whatever. But I thought, well, if I get to Ipswich quickly enough, nothing goes wrong on the way down, I can just go into town before I go to the hotel and actually check their W.H. Smith, which unsurprisingly they had a map of their own area. So here we go, there's a more larger relief for you, and I'm glad I got this map, because I learnt when I perused it, because normally I don't really bother using these much these days. I use the phone for spot navigation if I'm momentarily lost, and then I've got these route plans from the old Gov website nowadays as my sort of, word of God. So, and I usually get one of these and bring them, because it's stupid not to have a proper paper map in case the phone goes wrong or whatever, but I don't generally get them out and look at them much. But I learned of this number one here, which is the E2 European long distance path from, back in the before times, back when we were still part of Europe. I guess we were part of an initiative to enable and empower long distance European hikers. So it starts at the ferry terminal over there somewhere, and I mean, basically, if you're a long-distance European hiker, you can get on a ferry in Holland and continue hiking. I don't know where it ends up, the other end, probably London, maybe beyond. But yes, so there's actually a reasonably major footpath that runs along the edge, and it looks from this sort of dotted, I'm having trouble focusing, from this dotted diamond path there, it looks kind of like the ECP actually just cops out and uses that, which actually is sensible. So I'm going to try and find that and then basically follow it for the day. What's number 2? Oh, that's the Essex way, yeah. Okay, and then there's number 6, which is pretty much all the way for the rest of what I'm going to be doing today. This week, which is the Stour and Orwell walk. That's the two rivers. Obviously the south one's the Stour and the north one's the Orwell. Oh, shall I tell you my Orwell fact now? So, I was going to save it, but I can't save it. So apparently the Orwell, it sounds familiar, because George Orwell actually named himself after that river. He grew up around here or something. His real name's Eric Blair. And George Orwell is a pen name, a pseudonym. So there we go, which he took from this river. So the river predates the author. And there we go, Orwell fact. Now I'm going to have nothing to talk about on Tuesday and Wednesday. Hey-ho. Right, I've got to try and work out how to get onto the beginning of the path. I have to basically get to the Harwich terminal, which there are road signs for, but I don't know about foot pedestrians, so we'll have to see. So I'm going to bag up and try and work my way around all this industrial foreshore and try and get to the Harwich International Ferry Terminal, where I hope to pick up the E2 European path, and then from there it's probably signposts and plain sailing all the way up to Manningtree. But we'll see. Yeah, so I'm having to follow a sort of series of paths and connecting cul-de-sacs and avenues and things through Dovercourt, I think, because that's essentially a footpathless dual carriageway and spiky aluminium fence, and then nothing up to a whole bunch of dockyard stuff. You can still see one of the ferries in the distance there. That looked like a lorry one. It was still loading when I came through. This is the train line. It's called the Mayflower line, apparently. It runs from Manningtree to Harwich Old Town, which is already fading behind me. Took that this morning, cars at the other end, and we're basically going to be zigzagging in and out of the route of this all the way back to where the end of today. But yeah, that zooms round to the ferry terminal next. And there's actually a station there. You can get on and off and get on your ferry, go to Holland, Netherlands, whatever you're supposed to call it. Not Deutschland, that's Germany. I know, odd. I thought Dutchland would be, yeah. Okay, so down across here, down there, and then through all of that sort of houses and estates. Probably follow that big long line of houses that way up to the end, and then basically there's a sort of left-hand turn almost at the ferry port. So I have to try and connect and find that. and that then begins the E2 in theory. I don't know how well signposted the E2 is going to be really. I mean, I still have to use my own navigation, because I remember the E9, which runs along the south coast. I think it runs from Plymouth to Dover. Sort of an English loop of European hiking there, but I saw one sign for it, and that was somewhere near Bournemouth. And that was before Brexit, of course. I'm surprised it hasn't all been dug up and salted by now. So yeah, we'll see what the E2 turns out to actually be, but it'll probably, most paths are built on top of other paths ultimately, so there'll be something. Okay, right, let's crack on down. I'm going to try and see if I can find it. It's not too hot. I mean, it's going to top at 22 today, I think, and there's a good breeze, as long as I'm, high places like this. But let's try and find a drink. I've got water with me, of course, but yeah, let's try and find a little shop as we go through this town. There's not many other places on the way. Well, that's good. It's like a large, well-maintained cycle path leads between Dover Court Station and Harwich International. I'll just follow this. Lovely. I like a bit of tarmac. It's good for speed, good for time. Can get a little dull though. Also, more impact on the feet. But it's the start of a fresh week, so I'm not going to worry about foot damage just yet. It's good. Yeah, everything's gone well so far. Very pleased. The hotel turns out to be very good. Much better than the place last week in Walton on the Nose. That was very much a pub with rooms above it. I've got a hotel with a bar this time, which I think on balance I prefer. So I've had a cooked breakfast and everything. So yeah, and there's parking, and it's quiet. The window isn't wedged open to prevent black mould. There's no very loud, clattery, stone-walled streets outside with diesel things going up and down every morning early. All in all, a much better experience so far. About the same price too. I really must look into some sort of hybrid, cheaper thing if I'm going to be doing this a lot though. At the moment I'm still in holiday mode, a bit demob happy from the having to sleep in a hedge for the last 7 years, but yeah, something a bit more low-key going forward, perhaps campsites where I can leave my stuff. I don't know, something like that. North Seaside Wood. Yeah, never heard of it. Right, let's go and find this international ferry port. Aha! My wilderness foraging is a success. I think I need to be off to the left somewhere, still on the cycle path. Might pop over there and grab a drink though while I can. So once we leave Harwich International and Harwich proper, we'll probably not see much until we get to Manningtree today, so it's good to stock up on other people's drinks if you can. Of course I've got the water, but why use it yet? Alright, I've got to get across all this then. Back shortly. Well, here we are. The Harwich International ferry port, container port, etc. There's lorries go on and off as well. I think both boats are gone now, the one that I saw this morning. So the red building there's the station, and you can see the platform just below it. Came through there this morning, but I don't think I actually need to go up there because I just have to turn around and come back basically. That is it. It's a container port. It's not the ferry port. There's nothing really to do there unless you're getting on a ferry. But there's a motor. The people with cars go in that way. I think they've got like 16, 17, 18 lanes of overflow here, and there's like one car park down the end. I think the heyday of I think all these places have taken a real hammering from the Eurotunnel. The train. You drive up to Ashford along the M20 or whatever. You drive on to a railway carriage, special bit of rolling stock with a drop platform. Been on it before. It's fantastic. Really convenient. You sit in your car on the train. It's like sitting in the London Underground, but in your car for like 30 minutes, and then you're in France, and off you go, straight onto the auto route and away. So this kind of thing has become really marginal, I think. I mean, we always saw those regular viewers will remember Ramsgate, where the weeds growing in the old ferry port there. The one that I remember being in use and as an actual route. I think this one's probably struggling as well, I'd imagine. I don't know. This goes to the Hook of Holland. I mean, the alternative driving route is, it's a significant amount of way. It's like a sort of, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours drive along Belgium and northern France. Eventually you'll end up where this would take you, and I don't know how long this crossing takes from here. It's got to be about 5 hours probably. So yeah, it's probably about as quick to drive. Probably cheaper as well. I don't know what the prices are here. Anyway, I need to find somewhere called Refinery Road, which I think runs along the south edge of this lot. So I think if I go down there, I've gone to Refinery Road, and at the far end of Refinery Road, which I think might be through there somewhere, it turns into this E2 path. I still haven't seen any signs yet, but we'll see what we see. I'm beginning to think the whole E network is something, the European E long distance path network is something that only really exists on maps and in guidebooks rather than on the ground, but we'll see. Only ever seen one sign ever. So there we go, Harwich International. I don't know if there are any other, going north from here up the coast beyond Felixstowe to Yarmouth and beyond, I don't know if there's any other regular car ferry scheduled cross North Sea ferry services. I don't know if there's something from Hull maybe, it's possible, I don't know. I thought there was something from Felixstowe, but I think Felixstowe is just containers and truck roll-on roll-offs now. I don't think there's a sort of passenger car ferry thing from there anymore. Yeah, I just remember there being a lot more. Oh yeah, but there's a boat. I think that might be the lorry one. It's the funnels in the back there. Alright, well, there we go. So yeah, I think we're certainly going to be a long time before we see another one of these. Maybe not even ever on this trip. I think we may have already seen all of the international car ferry terminals in the country now at this point. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, onward anyway. Not for me, I'm going upriver, going inland. Over here somewhere. I think possibly just this link road here on the right. Refinery Way it's called, I've checked. Keeping out for E signs, but I doubt there are any. Lucky, if you're lucky, they'll just be local footpath signs. Let's have a look. Textbook Tim, since I've finished saying all that, here we are. So that's there, yeah, the E-Paths.org, Long Distance Walkers Association. Okay, that's a UK thing that supports it all, obviously. Don't know when this sticker went on. Surprised it hasn't been defaced or torn down. Anyway, public footpath, it's good. And there's a fine sign saying refinery over there, so I think that's, yeah, if I go down the far end of Refinery Road and where the road stops, it turns into a footpath. And I can keep going, that's the plan. Oh, I love an aluminium spiky fence. Let me just, oh, that feels like progress, that feels like the future. Right, onward. Okay, this is where I go next, down here and through, hopefully. Some old disused sidings here. Connects up to the main proper line up there somewhere, I think. One of those signs on the side there by that little lay-by, it says, in the event of an emergency, the use of telephones and social media is prohibited. No idea what sort of emergency that means. Maybe security, I'm probably being observed. Don't care, doing nothing wrong. Well, and I'm not really using social media, technically, I'm just recording video. It goes on YouTube later. Right, down here. Hopefully I can find my way out through this industrial hellscape into some countryside. That's what my train journey here led me to believe. Unusual sign. No tax has been paid on the oil kept here. Removal is fundamentally smuggling. Well, that tells me that this is an oil refinery. I've spent the last half mile with this psychosomatic smell of well, not camphor, chlorine, probably chlorine, yeah. It smelled a bit swimming pool-y as I was coming along. Maybe that's just a new kind of body sweat I've developed, who knows. Alright, so yeah, it's all a bit wilderness in there, to be honest. The site's much bigger than they need, clearly. And I have to follow around the outside. Yeah, we're not slavishly following the water's edge for this particularly today, and for much of the trip, to be honest. There's footpaths, big footpaths that go near enough to count, which is just as well. I've been on the lookout for giant hogweed. Done my research since last time. Remember all those blisters, all those rash I came up with on 2 separate occasions last week. The last hiking week, not last week. Last week I was at work. Yeah, giant hogweed apparently, and that matches up. I can't see any here, but yeah, apparently it's quite dangerous. Usually there should be signage to mark off areas where it's known to grow. And it's persecuted as an invasive and quite dangerous weed. It's interesting, the mechanism. It's not an allergic reaction. It's not a histamine response or anything like that. It's apparently it's a phototoxic weed. Oh, that might be one. Well, that might just be cow parsley. I don't know. It's the trouble. Looks a bit like that anyway. Although it's late in the year, that one's dying off. good. A bit like that. Maybe that isn't one, maybe that is, I don't know. I'm not an expert botanist, unfortunately, but the thing is, you brush against it, these fine hairs. No, it's that one. No, it's, the one I saw on Wikipedia's got like red blotchings. It's green with red markings and then the white hairs. And it secretes a sap which reacts with sunlight, and when in contact with the skin damages the skin's ability to defend itself from sunlight. So effectively it's a kind of caustic surface blistering. Obviously you'd wash it off if you can, but I've only got limited water supplies, unfortunately. I don't really want to splatter it all over my arms just to get rid of the itching. And obviously it transfers to my face when I get it on my hands and touch my face. Yeah. Apparently it's quite dangerous. I mean, that was a very light dusting I got of it those last times. I think obviously I have to be careful when I find myself up on massively overgrown theoretical footpaths on top of seawalls again, because that seems to be where it lives. Trouble is, there is cow parsley as well, which is generally harmless. I mean, it is poisonous to eat, but I'm not planning on eating any of it. But so I don't know if these, you can see them, the sort of splayed tops there. I don't know if that one is a giant hogweed or just a run-of-the-mill cow parsley. Probably avoid brushing against either, to be honest. All covered in fine white hairs, which probably don't mean me any good. Looking at the stem, I'll try and zoom in a little. Yeah, stinging nettles are a known hazard. All these hairs, I think that's probably what's doing it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, stinging nettles, they're bastards. Stinging nettles are amazing. They basically grow, have evolved, develop naturally, hundreds and thousands of tiny hollow silicate syringes through which they inject the formic acid, the poison. Is it formic acid? I don't know. Some sort of unpleasant chemical into the skin. It's only a tiny amount, but over a lot of different grazings gives quite an itch, quite a rash. Although nettle tea is quite good. I've had that before when I've gone on scout camping trips a long time ago. Boil it all down, it destroys the poison. The tea's quite mellow, actually, quite a sweet taste. It's slightly nutty. So yeah, well, there we go. But yes, so I'm being very careful what I brush against this week. But I mean, this is a lovely, well-maintained footpath, this one, so no problems here. Bit of lean over, but then that's encouraging. If these are dying off now in this time of year, September now, these are done with the green. Maybe they're not poisonous. Maybe giant hogweed isn't active if it goes all dried up and brown like that. In which case I'm fine for the rest of the year. Yeah, I don't want to repeat that again. It wasn't painful, but it was itchy and irritating. But I don't know, from the descriptions I read in Wikipedia and places, it sounds like if sufficient density and sufficient coating of the sap, it gets to be quite dangerous for human health. So it is aggressively dealt with whenever it's discovered. Maybe I should have informed somebody that there was some there. Right. Well, we're out of the industrial hellscape now. Anyway, this is a lovely country footpath. Quite a large, busy road over there, I can hear. Is that the A120? Main road from Harwich International through to back to the main rest of the country. A12, the big link road in this area. Out that way, sort of Colchester kind of way, if you go far enough. You saw all that before, probably. Good. Let's crack on. Windmill in the distance there. It's probably a B&B bite at this point. Airbnb. Don't tend to see them going round and round much these days with the actual sails on them. So yes, lovely. A lot more rural than I'm used to. Although yes, giant shipping container port lurking in the background there. You can see the river through a gap over there as well. I'm not that far away. I'm going to try and... I think I've lost the E2 already. There's a road I'm going to trudge along for a bit of B road up ahead, and then I'm going to take a right, and I think if I can get under the railway, I'll end up back on the foreshore again and we can see some river. That'd be nice. So let's do that. So yes, bit of trudging along a B road now to do. Hopefully there's some pavement, but rarely is the case. Fortunately, this is a B road. This isn't the A120 from Harwich to the rest of the country. That's over there somewhere. So it should be a bit lighter traffic, and it is Sunday morning. A bit of time. Just coming up at 11 o'clock. No idea how far I've come. It's good though. I think a good day is a day when you don't care how far you've come. and I don't. Sunset, oh, I don't know, about 8 probably, 7:30 to 8. It's September now, year's starting to roll around again. However, I don't anticipate any of this week's 4 stages being so arduous and complex that I have to worry about racing sunset, so as long as I set off by midday I should be back before dark, almost certainly. So, let's enjoy a B road for a bit. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Quite quiet, plenty of places in the hedge to jump into. Right, this is my turning though, I think. And look, the Essex Way, that picks up the slack. I've checked my maps and I think that is something I can follow for quite a way. Where it went, I think it came in from over those fields somewhere without me noticing. And I had one shot at the Only Way is Essex joke, and I made that last show, last series, so can't do that again. Mind you, opportunities to use the Essex Way gag are running short, because today is the last day in Essex. Essex Wildlife Trust. There's a QR code, there you go. I don't know. Maybe that works, maybe it doesn't, who knows. Actually, I shouldn't point at those. I heard stories of how black hats use them to spread viruses. Actual stickers with malware on, stuck to bus stops and things. Takes you to a bad website and good night Vienna. Yeah. Alright, so this should take me to a railway bridge of some sort and then out into some woods, and then I should be right on the river, which should be nice. Then I just turn left and follow that for quite a way. Be nice to see the river again. I'm starting to worry about it. Oh, this is lovely. Having a really nice day today. It's warm but breezy, and I had plenty of tree shade on the route I've been taking so far as well, and it's a bit hazy overcast. Got the suntan stuff on anyway, but yeah, it's just really pleasant. And now look, a little wooded glade, wooded avenue. Lovely. Press pause for some more information. Apparently it's a non-intervention area after the Great Storm of 1987, when many of the trees were uprooted and the big winds that Michael Fish famously forgot to forecast. I suppose I just need to blast on through and cross the railway into the other bit over there, but it's an SSSI. There's a lot of those on my route, I find. Coastal places tend to be SSSIs quite often. Already seen a squirrel cavorting around looking for nuts and things. Oh yeah, he goes in the background, can you see the movement? Anyway, spot the squirrel. Press pause to play that again some more. Oh dear. It's not good. Was that a bit of a... Yeah, I reckon I was just driven a car up here and set fire to it probably. I don't know. Yeah, bits of broken glass in there. Could be headlights, mirrors. Flat glass as well, not bottles. Sherlock scanning as I do. Yeah, that's not a bottle glass, that's window glass of some sort. Yeah. Whatever it was burnt here was fierce enough to set that tree on fire and scorch it badly. Heat directly above, gone straight up from probably the engine block. Bits of mirror there. This is why we can't have nice things. Oh, that'd be a fantastic pitch, though a little prominent, dog walking wise. I don't really miss the frantic, last 2 hours of the day where I'm desperately looking for somewhere to put the tent, you know. I was always a bit fraught. Not saying I'm never doing that again, but it is nice to be in a hotel. Feels more like a holiday than a survival adventure, you know, which is fine too. Anyway, I'm walking the path, that's the main thing. Sleeping arrangements are entirely incidental. Lots of blackberries. That time of year. That time of year when I tell you that I don't really like blackberries. It's the elderberries. Yeah, I don't think you can eat those. Suitable for wine making maybe. Or was that just the flowers? But yes, that time of year, natural abundance. Although surprisingly little of it can actually be eaten raw and unprocessed by a naked human being trying to live. We are all very much creatures of the industrial agricultural process. We'd all starve to death if that all stopped. Oh, did I tell you about the rioting since last time? Yes, let's catch up on world events, because I often use this as a way of documenting history as well as my walking. Let's see, general election came and went, I was talking about last time. The Right Honourable Nigel Farage finally got his seat in Clacton, immediately pissed off to America. I don't think anyone in Clacton's seen him since the election, and unlikely to until the next one. Then there was a whole load of riots after a knife attack on some children in Stockport near Liverpool, and then that sort of all went a bit organised online far-right conspiracy rioting across the country, like 20 towns or something, about 400 people arrested under very severe fast-track criminal disorder proceedings. Well, you've got to stamp on that kind of thing. If law itself is challenged, you don't really have a society. So yeah, so that's all happened. Oh, dog walker. There we go, crossing the railway. Been there, done this. That's how I got from Manningtree to Harwich Old Town. I very interchangeably call it Harwich and Harwich, because it's one of those stupid silent letters in there that are just basically a secret code to humiliate outsiders. Oh yeah, what else? Oh yeah, Mpox. Mpox is the thing now. Probably going to be a global pandemic of that in due course. So yeah, got that to look forward to. Thought COVID was bad. Alright, I am here. That's where I want to be going. The Essex Way footpath, up and out. So basically just, yeah, follow around and away. Listen to the fabulous song of nightingales in spring. Okay. It's early autumn. Have you seen a turtle dove? If you have, we'd love to hear from you. Please contact us with a date and location and photo. God, I can just about tell pigeons apart from kestrels. Okay, well, let's have a look. See what we see. Yes, Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox, which apparently is an insensitive term, so we have to watch out for that. There's probably already cases in this country as we speak, I imagine, but been quite rampant in Africa. We'll have to see what happens with that, whether we'll be wearing the face masks again and queuing up 8 metres apart outside Lidl at 12 at night. That was a time. Oh, I can feel a downhill, and I can see a kind of water through the trees. This is good. But yeah, apart from that, well, I mean, it has only been really about a month and a half, probably 2 months since I did the previous set, so only so much can happen. Yes, I think the river ahead. Excellent. Let's get down there and find out. Oh, come down here and it doesn't go anywhere. It's a hide. Welcome to the Coast Heath's spotted redshank. Yeah, little red legs. Oh, here we go. Look, there's an interactive social media thing. Go on then, go on the camera, you can get to participate in something for a change. Although I don't even know if that cutout's designed for a Samsung Galaxy S22 or whatever. There it is. Now what do? Read the thing on the side. Place photo, take your photo. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's interesting. When I switch it to 1x mode, it uses one of the lenses that's actually obstructed by the little hole in the metal plate. Hold on, I'll show you. There you go. That's 1x view. So when I use 0.6x, it's actually using a physically different lens that's actually on the upper side. Interesting. Didn't know that. Oh yeah, and there's some landscape as well. Whatever. Okay, I've taken the photo. Have to be 0.6x because they haven't anticipated the future with their whole design. What do I do with it now? Post it to Instagram. I don't have an Instagram. I refuse to Insta. I don't book faces either. Scan the QR code directly to upload to a website. Okay. I hope this one isn't malware. Come on. I have to be in photo mode for QR codes. Hang on. Back in a minute. There we go. Did my bit to help record the changing landscape. Didn't fill in the email or name bit though. They said optional. I couldn't be bothered. Right, I need to find the actual path now. Enough of this changing landscape documenting. It looks like there might have been a path for once. I think they want me to go back up and use the other bit then. Fair enough. More when I found out where I'm going again. Ah, here we are, the river. Seems like the sea. I mean, it's very tidal here, very wide too. That's all the Stour. I think we're past Shotley Gate turn, so this must be entirely the river we're going down. Let's look at that, it's really wide. I wonder you need a ferry. And look, this is quite fascinating, a hollow oak. I'm not sure what happened, lightning damage, blight, something or other, but almost certainly a portal, sprites and such. Yeah, live. Fascinating. Look at this, quintessential English summer conditions, and just wandering through a meadow under a row of oaks. Railway up there. I mean, it can't be more perfect if some 1930s steam train came puffing along there, tooting its whistle. It's nice, it's like modern Greater Anglia, I think, this franchisee area. I've had nothing but good things to say about them, to be honest. I mean, it's very fashionable to shit on rail operators and so on, and in the most part they deserve it. But no, Greater Anglia's been quite good. I don't know the times I've had to use it anyway. I mean, the buses on the other hand have been shocking, but no, here we go. It's these riverside oaks again, estuary oaks. I don't know how they do it. That's definitely salt water out there. They seem to thrive in these conditions. Hold the shore together, stop it being eroded off of the rootstock. Presumably they get their water from under here, but yeah. Occasionally one falls, but fantastic. I wonder if they were artificially planted for shipbuilding back in the day. Like an oak hole sort of a thing. Maybe. No, that's interesting. I thought I was going to have to hunt around for it, but no, look, there it is on the horizon. That sort of a. Oh, hang on, I'll come back in zoom mode. Right, here we go. 10 times zoom. There, that thing there. Is Grayson Perry's A House for Essex, which is a kind of architectural art installation in these parts near the village of Rabness, which is a bit further inland. Don't worry, we're going to go up and have a good old proper close look around that, because I spotted that when I was doing my very minimal prep that I do by just googling the area, and I thought, oh, okay, yeah, let's go and have a look at that. So it is a house. It is a house in the sense you can actually let it. It's available as a holiday let, I suppose, or that sort of thing, rental. As such, you can't go inside, but I think we can probably go and have a wander around the outside. It's like got all sorts of artworks inside as well. Yeah, let's get up there and have a look. Here we are. A little minor inland detour. Yeah, go book your stay at that URL. Private on the gate. Blimey, I'm on 0.6 and it's still a bit big. Proper house. Some sort of spire ornament. The tiles are interesting. Safety pins, hearts, Essex shield, a cassette tape, C90 sort of thing. A fertility goddess of some sort. Just a very fat woman with no clothes on. But they're sort of glazed white and olive triangular pattern, as you can see, with a sort of yellowy gold roof. I mean, the whole thing looks a lot like a chapel, a religious. I mean, I'm terrible at this stuff. I'm terrible at looking for the hidden meaning in art. Hang on, I'm walking and pointing camera. I think it's a different vantage point. I think it's what this little dead end path is for. Here we go. Side view. Weird thing on the top. Another sort of naked woman, possibly pregnant, statue, weather vane thing. Big mandala on the end. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of little, Saxon maybe? I don't know. But then I'm also thinking Russian Orthodox Church as well. It wouldn't look amiss with an onion dome on one end, you know. But I don't know, as for the meaning, I don't know. I think it's clear, it's presumably a functional house if people can stay in it. It's got rooms and stuff. Apparently lots of smaller artworks by Grayson Perry inside. Contemporary artist. I don't really know a lot about him. Famous for cross-dressing, challenging stereotypes and stuff. On Channel 4, here and there I see him doing different programmes and whatnot. see if I can get a view from the front without attracting any attention. I don't know if anyone's actually staying in it right now. Well, I shouldn't design such a conspicuous house if you don't want people to look at it. And it is a house for Essex, clues in the title. Open upstairs window there for getting some air. Yeah, I doubt we can get much closer. There's probably a private driveway at the north end there. South end rather, that's north, isn't it? Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think all houses should be designed like this. In this style at least. Liven the place up. Mind you, I wonder about maintenance. Not sure what the roof's made of. Some sort of gold effect plastic, I suppose, UPVC. Don't know. The tiles will need cleaning often, I think. Impressive. Can't see much in the window. It's not supposed to be a museum or anything. It is a private house. Well, for letting and stuff. Right, back down to the river then. I think it's enough culture for one day. Glad I've seen it. Impressive. Challenges this normal stereotypes about household building materials, bricks and such. There you go, very eye-catching. And I don't know how much that costs to build compared to, you know, a typical new build. Maybe there are economic considerations why we can't all have white and olive terracotta glazed houses with diamond windows. And most of those fittings would have been bespoke crafted to fit just this house. But if you're going to build a whole estate of them, you could mass produce stuff like that. Right, onward, back down to the river. Yeah, just about midday. Made some distance. Just about see Harwich. Then we're all refinery and stuff. That's the Stour. Something impressive over there. Centre shot on the back on the far side. I'll see that when we go past, I suppose. Looks military, a bit old. Napoleonic, maybe. I'll have to look it up. Alright, let's keep moving. Mad dogs and Englishmen, as they say. So that's a kicker. And indeed, the Essex Way actually goes inland from here, so I'm inclined to believe that actually. It was probably a through-put path all the way around one day, but I don't want to get like a mile down there and have to travel back, so I'm going to take that one seriously and see if I can find an alternate route. So to wait for some hedge cutting to be going on. Who am I to complain about maintenance of path? Look at it, it's a beautiful tunnel this. I think he must have, yeah, he's been through and done the inside, I think. Are these fresh cuts? No, these must have been earlier in some other point. He's doing the outside at the moment, going that way. His wife was stood there at the end of the path with a mobile phone coordinating. Safety first? Oh, I don't mind. I've seen some of the shockingly abandoned paths I've had to deal with in previous weeks in this part of the world. I think it's good. Beautiful. Proper movie set style. Ominous tunnel of trees. Like it. So yeah, still inland detouring to deal with to get around that collapsed cliff. Sand around here mostly, so yeah. Yeah, good stuff. There's another sort of avenue in there. It's all very well maintained. I like it. It's the time of year, harvest's all done. All will make busy work to get ready before the ploughing, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, as is my way. That is the woods. Is that a bench of the dead? Grave there? Memorial of some sort? Yeah. Yeah. It's almost parkland. Oh, is that a cemetery, I think? I don't know, I'd have to check. Oh, I like that balloon. Oh, first one I've seen this trip. They get everywhere. Say no to foil balloons. Right, I'm hoping at the end of this straight bit it rejoins the coast and then we can carry on round, which is good. Probably about halfway, I think, looking at the curve of the river from the hilltop there. It's good. So we're looking at probably a 3 o'clock finish today, maybe 4, which is fine. Dinner isn't served until 6 at the hotel, 6 till 9. That's okay. It's all right today, but I mean some of the other stages I've got this week might be a bit more complicated. I don't know. Mostly the public transport arrangements. I've been quite lucky on today because there's been a train, basically a train line from where I parked the car to where I started walking. I mean, the travel arrangements were very simple indeed. Tomorrow's going to be complicated. I think I need a bus and a train, and I have to get the timings really quite right. So we'll see. All right, onward. Here we go. This is a more familiar landscape. Earthwork dike with aluminium scaffolding on for the Environment Agency, with a little chain across the end saying do not climb on this. Seems very petty. And there we go, the Stour again. Yeah, college, hospital, college, something. Obviously we're going right past the foreshore in front of it, so we'll see about that tomorrow. Some vast old military training college of some sort, medical military, who knows. Well, I mean lots of people know, I need to just look it up. Good. Alright, we should be able to follow this for quite a way now, top of here, on the river. Quite high tide, looks of it, that's good. Smelly mud and salt marsh slicks. Just the serene blue waters and the tops of the greenery. It's nice. Yeah. Not sure what's going on in here. Set aside, I guess. Bits of all sorts. There's sprigs of barley, something a bit later growing there as well. There's sunflowers. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what. Oh, it's the train through the hill there. Yeah. Yeah. Strange leftovers from all sorts of previous crops. Definitely sunflower. More stunted one. They're normally much bigger. Not sure what this is. Some purple sprout or something? Some sort of broccoli? Don't know. Idyllic looking. Oh yeah, you can sort of see the collapsed sand cliffs in the distance there. Probably smart to have gone round that. What a lovely. I was initially, when I was planning all this bit, I was quite cross about the fact that I had to come inland here and couldn't just take the ferry from Harwich to Felixstowe, but I think I would have missed out, to be honest. I mean, further up from Manningtree, beyond where we're going today, this river goes into the Dedham Vale, Dedham, which is a renowned landscape of natural beauty, famous for John Constable, the, I think, is it John? I don't know, Constable anyway. Famous painter, landscape painter, Haywain and so on, all painted. He sort of basically lived and worked and painted all around up river from here, basically, not that far. We won't be going there on my little odyssey, but you can see the kind of landscape though. Get a bit more of that nearer we get to Manningtree, I suppose. There were signs in the station about it all, but I was going downstream. Nice part of the world. Sort of microclimate thing happening, I don't know, maybe I've just got lucky with the weather. A bit of shoreline action. This is the Essex Way apparently, this bit. And high tide, look. I guess on very high tides it could be problematic, but I guess that's the top normally. Ugh. Putting Sock's all twisted now. Right, good. Yeah, I don't like beaches. He enjoys walking on gravel or sand, which is at the end of the day is just very small gravel. Yeah. Raining. Some shade up ahead. Kind of hoping for a halfway pub, but I'm not sure we get that pleasure today. That's okay. Had a really big Sprite at McDonald's. Not quite the same as a terrace side lemonade and crisps under a parasol, but that's what you get. Seen a lot of that about today. What you thought was a footpath is actually closed because of science and habitat and things. Yeah, fair enough. I don't want to disturb any habitat. Plus that just likely means it's really badly maintained as well, you know, hogweed abound, etc. So yeah, I cut through here. This is a big inland detour along some roads for a bit until we're basically in Manningtree. We'll re-pick up the shore along there, little promenade bits at that point. So down here, and then up there, yeah, there's no path onwards along the shore. Westward from here, apparently. And technically that's all closed off because of habitat and stuff, but that's fine. I don't want to cause any trouble, and that does look like hard going anyway. So up that way, joins the road, gets back on that B road we were on earlier, just snakes its way up into Manningtree, which is only about, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles away at this point. So yeah, doing well. 1 o'clock nearly, could be an early finish. I kind of feel a bit lazy for scheduling and mapping out such short stages on these hotel holiday trips, but I think just the structure of the Y-shaped rivers meant that it kind of shakes out as 4 stages of not too far each. Could have tried to condense it to 2 stages, but that would have been about 25 miles ago, which is just, you know, really mad. No, this is fine. It's meant to be a holiday. Alright, so this goes to a road somewhere, apparently. Let's find that and get trudging. Try and keep an eye out for a forecourt garage or a village pub or something. Really go for a lemonade now. Just walking slowly through this super dangerous switchback with no pavement. Because you only live once. YOLO. But I mean, the countryside's lovely. Maybe if I don't pay attention to the road, it won't terrify me. Bales all out, drying in the sun. Very much a constable landscape, only, you know, 500 years later. Modern technology, industrial agriculture, etc. I don't think I'd even dream of fields that big being manageable in Constable's time. Let alone an automated bale wrapping machine. That's what the hay lane was. And chucking all this sheaves up onto the back of a wagon. Just look it up, take my word for it. Yes, the golden days of summer are ending. The crops are done. The harvest is coming in. Soon time to eat, drink and be merry, and then prepare for the winter. Harvest festivals and things. Oh, I remember those at school. Everyone brought in a gourd or a pumpkin or something. What if you don't like gourds or pumpkin? How can you even eat gourds? What are gourds for? Are they edible? They're not just for keeping things in when they're hollowed out and dried. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, yes. Autumn is coming. And behind it, winter. The cycle begins again. But because I am now just basically rocking around in hotels and schmoozing it in the high life these days, I can do a hiking trip in October or November, which is my plan. Week after this one, sometime later in this year. I don't have to wait till May, like normal. I can keep active during the winter months. And then at New Year's Day, I get a whole new allocation of holidays. So I shall be using those early in next year, February and things. Yeah, good. I ought not to be wandering around with a camera. Trying to pay attention to the road a bit. Yeah, this can't be the Essex way, surely. The Essex way and the E2 go off inland a bit and up over those hills. I actually missed a turning somewhere. Anyway, this will get the job done if I survive. Coming into Mistlee, which was a station on the train line this morning. First one out of Manningtree, so not far to go. 62 to London. I'm not going to London, that's fine. 10 to Harwich, yeah, could be. This is interesting though. Saw this brickwork, I thought, there's a bridge. Another quick look, nothing under it. Yeah. And a abandoned project. Mistlee, Thorpe and Walton Railway, which presumably never saw the light of day. Right, anyway, so if I carry on along this nightmarish death gauntlet, eventually it turns into the village of Mistlee, which I'm hoping has pavements and has a pub. I've checked the map, there has a pub if I follow it around the corner enough. So we're probably only about 2 miles from the end now, but I can still do with another 8, so a bit of a sit down, plenty of time. It's only about 1:30. I'll be looking at 2:30 finish if I hammer on, but it just means I end up sitting around in my hotel room for a very long time before dinner. So yeah, not having to dawdle. Yeah, let's get into Mistlee and try and find a pavement before I die. To be fair, this is quite a quiet road, although one with many blind hilltops and bends. Pavement, possibly pavement all the way to the end from here, which is good. A lot of new builds here. I guess the No More Homes in Mistlee campaign didn't work out as best as planned. I suppose the locals were fine with it. Yeah, build as many as you like. Certainly Grayson Perry's had nothing to do with any of these. I think I prefer his style. Anyway, there's a pub up here somewhere around the bend. Looking forward to it. Well, that's what I get for building my hopes up. It doesn't open until 6 PM and then closes at 8 PM. Sunday, I suppose. This is all quite fascinating. The Edamy Malt Extract Factory Company, whatever that is. Malt extracts I use in beer making or something. Is that Marmite or something else? That's Mistlee Station. Been through there this morning. Converted industrial buildings. So in a big hub for something or other. Malt extract, presumably. But nothing open here today at the moment. So yeah, I'll keep walking. Past a perfectly good corner shop as well, because I had my heart so set on that pub. So some sort of coffee van there, also closed. It's okay. Literally less than 1.5 miles from the end now, so if I don't find anything, I'll just find a garage on the way home. On the way back to the hotel, that is. Get me traditional orange Lucozade. A creature of habit. I shouldn't fret so much. Just keep walking, something turns up usually. These are the Mistlee Towers, which are impressive mausoleums, I think. There's a lot of graves around them. I think this is some kind of graveyard type thing. There's a sign. Probably cross over, I need to be on that side anyway. Part of a church. Yeah. New church built on another site. Oh yeah. Interesting. Right, now we follow along the river's edge now, the road itself, along with associated pavement, to take me all the way to Manningtree. And I need to navigate through there and find the bridge over the Stour. That'll be the goodbye point for today, and the pickup point for tomorrow. This looks like a pleasant promenade. I shall perambulate. Lot of geese. There's my swan stomping about. Not so graceful out of the water, are they? Splat, splat. for the ice cream, I think. Post walk reward. I've still got a few miles to do. Now, that was Manningtree. I need to get to the bridge. The station's on the far side. See the trains going over there. Yes, so apparently it's up here. Now I can cut around the outside edge along the water's edge. Finish the day on a nice pair of aluminium spike fences. Splendid. This is probably the right way. Not the bit where I get murdered. Yeah, that's not the right bridge. That's a railway bridge. Not allowed on that one. That goes to Ipswich as well, a different line, I think. There we go, that's the bridge. It's actually a tidal barrier as well, I didn't know coming across it this morning. See better from this side. Raisable and lowerable thingies on the middle. Stops the Dedham Vale flooding. Good. Wow, there we go. That's the end of today. Just where the path meets the road. Pick up again tomorrow, cross over, and then go back all the way up the other side to Shotley Gate. But more importantly, this is the end of Essex. For me, anyway. For me, Essex is over. The other side of that bridge is Suffolk. Essex with its 3 scimitars on the flag. Like I say, I'm always suspicious of a flag with a weapon on it. Essex has 3. But yes, it's been an interesting, God knows how many miles are in Essex alone. I haven't divided it up, but Tilbury, somewhere between Tilbury and Shoebury Ness, somewhere between Tilbury and Southend was, I think it was that big sort of nature park where I saw that snake, possibly. But yeah, somewhere around there. Was that Pitsea? No, I don't know where it is then. Let's say Tilbury, although Thurrock. I'm confused now. Anyway, Essex, yes, talk about Essex. Flat, largely, yes, certainly it doesn't have any of the challenges that Devon and Cornwall have in terms of lots and lots of steps, just sheer bloody-minded altitude, but the length, the distance, because Essex is very, very crinkly. It's fractal, has a fractal coast. Every time every inlet has another inlet off it, and so on and so on. Next thing you know, you're walking. Well, I mean, various signboards have said that Essex has the longest coastline of any county in the UK. Well, England, certainly on the England coast path. I imagine some of the Scottish areas are more crinkly, but yeah, I can believe it. I mean, Suffolk's ahead. Not going to be drastically different, and there's another, even when I get past all this Orwell business, there's another nonsense river I need to deal with in the November-October week. But so Suffolk's not entirely immune, but then once I'm past that, Suffolk just motors straight on up the coast towards Norfolk, and then Norfolk is largely unbroken coastline-wise. So I think once I get across here and out of this whole estuary, these 2 rivers done, I think in general I'll start to see less shenanigans on the coast. But that's been Essex. It's had its nice places, particularly if you like salt marshes and rivers and birds. It's paradise for bird watching, I think. So many natural habitats, salt marshes, reed beds, etc. River inlets, all that. So there's the stations where the cars are waiting, level crossing. Station's just the other side that way, and my car's in the car park there. So my day's nearly over, but yes, so there we go, Essex. I don't know, I mean, I like to treat every county on their own merits, but I don't think Essex has been my favourite. I always knew this corner of the country would be, from a coast walking perspective, a pain in the arse, and it sort of has been. But that's okay. It's had some fantastic things to see as well. Interesting and varied landscape. Seaside towns, salt marshes, river estuaries, all sorts of wharfs and fishing villages and so on. Lots of mud. I don't think it's going to drastically change into Suffolk, really, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'm nearly there. I should probably stop waffling on and finish this last 50 metres. Might as well carry on recording since I'm here. Don't even know if this has been a long one or a short one. Pretty average one, really. Get off the line. Here we are. So sudden close proximity dog walker there. I still have this weird hang-up about talking to myself. Everyone I see on the footpaths in any town or city is talking to themselves, talking to a phone, someone on the phone. Why should I worry? Right, well, I'm going to stick a pin in it here. That's all we do. Shall get back here tomorrow morning after my sumptuous cooked breakfast and then train and bus shenanigans from Shotley Gate back to here. That's the idea anyway. Probably end up getting a train from Ipswich to Manningtree, so I'll be coming back from that way, yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Thanks for watching, thanks for continuing to watch. I mean, 7 years, I mean, it must have been as hard on you guys as me. But I'm still at it, still going. And, yeah, speak more tomorrow.